Welcome to Top 10, your ultimate destination for uncovering the most fascinating, strange, and downright unbelievable facts from around the globe. Whether it's jaw-dropping discoveries, mind-boggling statistics, or astonishing truths that challenge everything you thought you knew, we're here to bring you the most captivating stories that will leave you questioning reality itself. In today's video, we're diving deep into a world where the extraordinary is ordinary and the impossible becomes possible. These are the top 10 mind-blowing facts that you won't believe are true, but we promise every single one is backed by science, history, and the marvels of our incredible world. So sit back, relax, and prepare to have your mind blown as we embark on a journey through the most astonishing and thought-provoking truths you've ever heard. Ready to expand your mind? Let's get started. Okay, let's kick things off with something truly mind-blowing. Did you know that humans share 99% of their DNA with bananas? It sounds bizarre, but it's true. Now, before you start thinking you're just a walking fruit salad, let's break this down. DNA is the code of life, and it's made up of just 4 basic building blocks called nucleotides. These nucleotides, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, are the same in all living organisms, whether it's a human, a banana, or a bacterium. But here's the catch: the way these building blocks are arranged in our genes makes all the difference. While it's true that humans and bananas share a significant portion of their DNA, the parts of the DNA that code for specific traits, like the color of your eyes or the fact that a banana is, well, a banana, are different. That 1% difference between us and bananas might seem small, but it's responsible for all the characteristics that make us human and not a tropical fruit. This similarity highlights a beautiful truth about life on Earth. All living organisms are connected through the same fundamental biochemical processes. It's like we're all part of one big family tree, with common ancestors that go back millions, even billions of years. So next time you eat a banana, remember that in some small way, you're enjoying a distant relative. Fact number 2. The Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the immortal jellyfish, is potentially the only creature on Earth that can cheat death. When injured or under threat, this tiny jellyfish has the remarkable ability to revert its cells to their earliest form, essentially starting its life cycle all over again. While it's not truly immortal in the conventional sense, it's the closest thing we've found to a living creature that can turn back the clock on aging. Now let's turn our gaze to the stars, or rather the unfathomable number of them. Picture this: you're standing on a beach scooping up a handful of sand. Each tiny grain feels almost insignificant, right? Now imagine counting every grain of sand on that entire beach. Impossible, right? But get this, scientists estimate that there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every beach and desert on Earth, combined. How can that be? Well, let's break it down. Earth has an estimated 7.5 x 10⁻18 grains of sand. That's 7.5 followed by 18 zeros. It's a mind-boggling number. But when we look up at the night sky, what we're seeing is just a tiny fraction of the universe. The observable universe contains roughly 2 trillion galaxies, and each galaxy can contain hundreds of billions of stars. The Milky Way alone, our home galaxy, is thought to have around 100 billion stars. Multiply that by 2 trillion, and you start to get an idea of just how vast the universe really is. And that's just the observable universe, the part we can see with our telescopes. There could be much more beyond that, out of our reach and comprehension. This staggering number of stars reminds us just how small we are in the grand scheme of things, but it also fills us with wonder about what's out there. Perhaps other planets like ours, maybe even life, all under the light of those countless stars. Time to dive deep into the ocean for our next mind-blowing fact. Meet the octopus, a creature that's as mysterious as it is fascinating. Not only are octopuses incredibly intelligent, capable of solving puzzles and escaping from almost any enclosure, but they also have a few biological quirks that are straight out of a science fiction novel. For starters, did you know that octopuses have 3 hearts? That's right, 3. Here's how it works. Two of these hearts pump blood to the gills, where oxygen is absorbed from the water, while the third heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. This unique system allows the octopus to be highly efficient in its underwater environment, especially when it needs to jet around the ocean floor or squeeze into tight spaces. But that's not all. The blood coursing through an octopus's veins isn't red like ours, it's blue. This is because octopuses use a copper-based molecule called hemocyanin to transport oxygen instead of the iron-based hemoglobin found in humans. Hemocyanin is more efficient at transporting oxygen in cold, low-oxygen environments, like the deep sea where octopuses often reside. So, why the three hearts and blue blood? These adaptations make the octopus perfectly suited to its life in the ocean's depths. Their three hearts ensure that oxygen is effectively distributed even when they're resting, and their blue blood allows them to thrive in environments that would be inhospitable to most other creatures. All of this, combined with their remarkable intelligence, makes the octopus one of the most extraordinary animals on the planet. Let's take a trip to Paris for our next fact. The Eiffel Tower, one of the most iconic structures in the world, is a marvel of engineering and design. But did you know that this iron giant actually grows in the summer? That's right. Due to thermal expansion, the Eiffel Tower can grow more than 6 inches during the hottest months of the year. Here's how it works. The Eiffel Tower is made primarily of iron, and like most materials, iron expands when it gets warm. As the temperature rises, the metal in the tower absorbs heat and expands, causing the entire structure to grow slightly taller. Conversely, in the winter, when temperatures drop, the iron contracts and the tower shrinks back to its original height. It's a subtle change, but it's a fascinating demonstration of how materials respond to temperature changes. This thermal expansion isn't unique to the Eiffel Tower, though. Many large structures, especially those made of metal, experience similar changes. Bridges, for example, are designed with expansion joints that allow them to expand and contract with the seasons. But in the case of the Eiffel Tower, this expansion is particularly noticeable due to its height and the fact that it's a single towering structure. So, next time you're in Paris during the summer, remember that the Eiffel Tower is a little bit taller than it is in the winter. It's a living, breathing structure in its own way, responding to the elements just like we do. War is often associated with prolonged battles, long sieges, and drawn-out conflicts, but did you know that the shortest war in history lasted only 38 minutes? This blink-and-you-miss-it war took place between the United Kingdom and the Sultanate of Zanzibar on August 27, 1896. The story goes like this. When the Sultan of Zanzibar, Hamad bin Thuwaini, died suddenly, his cousin Khalid bin Bargash seized power. However, the British, who had a strong influence in the region, weren't too happy with Khalid's rise to power. They preferred another candidate for the throne and issued an ultimatum to Khalid to step down. Khalid refused, and at 9:02 a.m. on August 27th, British warships began bombarding the Sultan's palace. The bombardment was devastating. Within minutes, the palace was in ruins, the Sultan's forces were decimated, and by 9:40 a.m., just 38 minutes after the first shot was fired, the war was over. Khalid fled to the German consulate seeking asylum, and the British installed their preferred candidate on the throne. The conflict was so brief that many residents of Zanzibar didn't even realize a war had taken place until it was over. This war, though short, had significant implications for the region. It solidified British control over Zanzibar and demonstrated the might of the British Empire during its height. But more than anything, it stands as a stark reminder of how quickly power can shift, sometimes in just the time it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show. Next up, we're diving into one of the most amazing abilities of the human body, our sense of smell. You might not think much about your nose beyond how it reacts to a delicious meal or a fragrant flower, but did you know that your nose is a super sensor capable of detecting over 1 trillion different scents? That's right, 1 trillion. For a long time, scientists believed that humans could only detect about 10,000 different odors, but recent research has blown that number out of the water. The human olfactory system is incredibly complex, involving hundreds of receptors that can identify an astonishing variety of molecules in the air. Each scent you smell is a unique combination of these molecules, and your brain processes these combinations to recognize and remember different odors. What's even more amazing is how our sense of smell connects to memory and emotion. The olfactory bulb, which processes smell information, is directly linked to the limbic system, the part of the brain involved in emotion and memory. This is why certain scents can instantly transport you back to a specific moment in time or evoke powerful feelings. Think about the smell of fresh-cut grass, your grandmother's perfume, or a favorite dish from childhood. These scents are deeply ingrained in your memory and can trigger vivid recollections. So, the next time you catch a whiff of something familiar, remember that your nose is working overtime, sifting through a trillion possibilities to bring you that one unique scent. Now here's a sweet fact for you, literally. Did you know that honey is one of the only foods in the world that never spoils? That's right, honey has an indefinite shelf life, meaning it can last for thousands of years without going bad. In fact, archaeologists have discovered pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old, and they're still perfectly edible. So, what makes honey so special? The secret lies in its unique chemical composition. Honey is naturally acidic, with a pH between 3.2 and 4.5, which creates an inhospitable environment for bacteria and other microorganisms. Additionally, honey has a low water content, and the little water that is present is locked up in sugars, making it difficult for bacteria to thrive. Finally, honey contains hydrogen peroxide, a natural antiseptic, which further prevents the growth of harmful microbes. These properties combine to make honey a natural preservative, which is why it's been used for centuries not just as a sweetener but also as a wound dressing and medicine. In ancient times, honey was considered so valuable that it was often used as a form of currency or offering to the gods. Today, it's still prized for its taste and health benefits, and thanks to its durability, you can keep it in your pantry indefinitely. So, next time you're in the kitchen, take a moment to appreciate the fact that the honey in your cupboard could outlast almost anything else in your home. Now let's talk about a part of your body that's always hard at work, even if you don't realize it, your tongue. This small but mighty muscle is the only muscle in your body that's attached at just one end, making it incredibly flexible and capable of a wide range of movements. Your tongue is made up of 8 interwoven muscles similar to an octopus's tentacle, which allows it to move in almost any direction. This flexibility is essential for all sorts of activities, from speaking and swallowing to tasting and even cleaning your teeth. Because of its unique structure, your tongue can push, pull, curl, and twist in ways that other muscles simply can't. But that's not all. Your tongue is also home to thousands of taste buds, which are responsible for detecting the 5 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. These taste buds send signals to your brain, helping you to identify and enjoy different flavors. Your tongue is also covered in tiny bumps called papillae, which not only contain your taste buds, but also help you grip and manipulate food while you eat. Despite its small size, your tongue plays a crucial role in your daily life. Whether you're enjoying a delicious meal, having a conversation, or simply licking your lips, your tongue is always in motion, working hard to make it all happen. Finally, let's end with a shocking fact. Literally, did you know that a single lightning bolt contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread? Lightning is one of nature's most powerful forces, and the amount of energy it carries is truly staggering. When lightning strikes, it can release up to 1 billion volts of electricity, with a current of up to 30,000 amperes. This immense amount of energy is generated by the rapid movement of electrons within a storm cloud, creating an electric charge that eventually discharges as lightning. To put this in perspective, the energy from a single lightning bolt could power a 100-watt light bulb for about 3 months, or, as we said, toast 100,000 slices of bread. But as impressive as this is, harnessing lightning's energy is no easy task. Lightning strikes are unpredictable and last only a fraction of a second, making it incredibly difficult to capture and store the energy. Scientists have long been fascinated by the potential to harness lightning as a renewable energy source, but for now, it remains one of nature's untapped powerhouses. So, the next time you see a lightning storm, remember that each bolt is packing enough energy to power your morning toast for a lifetime, if only we could catch it.